Hello and welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast for Saturday, June 15th. Today we're talking E3. And that's it, so stay tuned because we got a lot to talk about. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Good
Hi.
God, there's earthquakes. Dogs, sit down. Welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast. I'm Nick.
I'm Chris.
And the other two things walking around us are dogs. There's two of them, and they're
We're shaky.
they're very affectionate. Either way, I think that's all.
You're good. You're good.
All right. I'm just making sure. Always make sure. We're here to talk about E3 because that's what happened.
Pretty much.
Well, that's all the
Nothing
game
ever
knew.
happened,
Yeah, no,
unless it's a movie thing. There was no movie thing.
no big movie things this week.
Other than rumor for Batman villains.
And we can talk about that every day. So,
Just Two-Face and Mad Hatter.
all right.
Those are the rumors.
I guess if you want to go real creepy with it, you can.
You can have the Mad Hatter spray something on
Yeah.
his face
Yeah,
and
then
do the Dark
just have
Knight
Scarecrow.
movie.
Just have Scarecrow. Either way, we're going to go through the list of what everybody announced, talk about stuff we kind of want to talk about, blaze through the other stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
We'll try and touch on everything.
Yeah, there's some things we have big opinions on, and there's some things where we're like, cool.
Yay.
It's neat. It has no bearing on anything that I do. Project Scarlet next generation Xbox console will be released 2020.
It's not surprising.
No, we kind of figured that.
And same with the PS5.
Right.
It's,
So we figured a new
It's-
console next year out of the two, powerhouses.
yes. Who are, this time, I guess, I don't know if it's really on there on the list, very cooperative of late.
Everybody's being fairly cooperative, which has been nice.
Yes. Especially with Microsoft making their comments at the end.
Yeah, well, and again, it's that thing where, Microsoft had said that E3 is not the same without PlayStation.
Yeah.
And it's true
Which
because...
I totally agree with.
Well, it is. It's that piece of... There's the competition piece.
Yeah.
Like friendly competition.
Yeah.
Because it's not like any of these companies are going to die because, I didn't buy an Xbox. Unless someone completely craps the bed.
Yeah.
Like, people are going to still buy Xboxes. They're still going to buy PlayStations. We're still going to buy Nintendo consoles. Like, we're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just not the same without having the big guys there.
Well,
It's become a different conference, though. and we've been talking about
Sony
it,
and
too.
Microsoft view each other as more
Yeah.
rivals because their product are pretty
Similar.
similar. They don't really view Nintendo as a...
No, because they're like Nintendo's doing Nintendo.
Yeah.
Nintendo's being Nintendo.
We don't worry about them.
Just let them. If they want to play in the corner with just let them. It's fine.
They want to walk around with their game system. Go.
Yeah, Nintendo's got like a stick just poking at a wall or something like that, and they're just like, just let them do what they want to do. And I love Nintendo, but that's just like Nintendo's
Pretty
like
much.
they're outside with a stick and a hoop, like ha ha, I'm having the most fun ever. And
He's the weird kid. In school
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Everybody avoids, but
He's that
no, super smart.
yeah, he's the eccentric one that you're just like, he'll go somewhere one day.
We're just going to avoid him in the
Yeah.
meantime.
So either way, a ton of room. We're looking at almost no load times, easy streaming, all that jazz, because that's where we're headed for the next consoles.
Yeah.
We're still going to have PlayStation at this point, obviously focusing with VR and all of that jazz, which sets them slightly aside from Microsoft.
Yeah.
Microsoft already, though, booting into the streaming side of things. Not
Yeah.
straight, yeah, sort of.
Well, they'd be very similar to what I assume that Stadia would do.
It could be, but it's also the fact that we have now and I guess PlayStation's been doing it with the PlayStation Now, but the Xbox thing now is you can couple your Xbox Live Gold,
Yeah.
and you can couple your now Microsoft Game Pass on your Xbox into a $15 a month bundle.
Yeah.
Which is cheap if you're looking at gold and the two things together. That also comes with the PC Game Pass,
Yes.
which allows you to download over 100 games onto your computer. So that's all included for $15 a month. If you just want the computer stuff, it's, because that's what I've gotten, it's $6 a month.
Okay.
For the 100 games that they give you access to, plus more as they add them. If their streaming service does the same thing, where it's like, hey, you're paying us monthly, like, pick and choose from these games to play.
Yeah.
That's where they'll kick Stadia so far out of the water, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
Because that's what our problem with Stadia was all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, you can pay monthly, but you'll get like 2 games.
No.
Otherwise, you're just paying for games, and it's like, oh, I was hoping you guys would like revolutionize things here, and Xbox seems to be taking that.
Staying a step ahead of them.
Yeah, which is good. Because, and again, that's why I always love Google. They'll come up with a big idea and force everybody into trying to keep up.
Yeah.
And Xbox here is actually seeming to do the $15 a month for gold, which you need anyways, because...
I assume it's going to be a temporary thing, though.
Which?
The money-wise.
We'll see. It's not an introductory... The introductory fee is actually $1. Like, to hook you, they're like, hey...
Here's $1.
Give us a loony and... And legitimately, like, even in Canada, I'm like, okay, it'll be, $3 or whatever.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's $1.
I got charged $1, $5?
Ooh.
Because of taxes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, here is a loony and a nickel, and we're good. Sent it to him in an envelope that cost me way more to send.
If it pulls people in.
Well, so I
Why
can play,
not?
I can play Crackdown 3 now. And that...
That's a great choice right
Well,
there.
but see, here's my thing. Like that vampire game, which I'll talk about in the post-credit show, I wanted to try until I saw gameplay footage of it, and I went, oh, that looks like junk.
Yeah.
Guess what? For $1, I've
You could
tried
try
it,
it.
and it is junk.
Well, are they coming out with a second one? Or is that a different...
No, there's Vampire the Masquerade
Right.
Bloodlines 2. That one I'm interested in.
Okay.
Because the Masquerade games are actually based off a tabletop RPG, and they've
I
been
thought it
around
sounded
for...
familiar. I wasn't sure if it was that.
Yeah, they've been around for a while. Those games are usually pretty good because
Yeah.
they build the RPG elements into it. This one tried, but it's just like it feels like a game from the early 2000s. Like the combat is stiff.
Yeah.
The running, like legitimately, if the camera angle flips, your guy's just like, "Rah!" And you're like, I'm a vampire. I should be like nimble and Assassin's Creeding and like there's a ledge like this to jump over, and he's like, no, this is.
I don't know what that was. There's a thing.
Hey, you two, lie down. But yeah, it's like it's one of those things where you go, oh, this isn't a game that I was gonna spend $80 on,
Yeah.
but even at $6 a month, to be playing some of this stuff is cool, and you get to try it out. And once I've tried everything out, and there's nothing I really want to play. Done.
Yep.
It's one of those things where I'm like, I'm in for this. This is cool. So, Pancake, lie down.
No longer allowed through here. But yeah, with the Scarlet, they've announced the game that's coming with it,
Yes.
which is Halo
Oh.
Infinite.
Yes. Oh gosh.
Yeah,
2 fingers.
Yes, I said it.
Did it say it?
Yeah. Halo Infinite. Will
There we go.
launch.
Halo Infinite launching alongside it. Yes, so the new Halo game, which they released a trailer for, and I watched about 5 seconds of and went, oski doskies. There's a guy on a ship.
Yep.
Neat. And then I shut it off because I'm like, this is a long trailer, and it seems to be going nowhere.
Yeah, I didn't watch the trailer at all.
Thanks, Halo. You know what? And if it's not Master Chief, I'm cool, but you gotta open with more than just like guy on ship. You're not Avengers worthy anymore to be like, we'll open with Tony Stark on a spaceship and like
Yeah.
I have no idea who this guy is. Like,
Doesn't it come back to Master Chief?
I don't know. I didn't finish watching it because I was bored by the guy on the ship.
Just 5 seconds.
Just bored by the guy on the ship. They also showed off Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh. Yes.
We got some cool looking stuff, and then it ends with
apparently the guy who's in everything right now,
Heck yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
And like legitimate Keanu Reeves.
Oh yeah. Looks and
Yep. Yeah, they didn't even try it. They're like, it's we got Keanu.
Well, I watched the video on that, and just the whole they're going to take the data out of the chip. It's very Johnny Mnemonic.
Yeah.
Esque.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that was the purpose of it.
Probably.
Which is also, for those who don't know, is a Johnny Depp, really old Johnny Depp movie. Kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then the character blacks out and wakes up to Keanu Reeves in front of him.
Gotta burn this mother down, sort of thing. And then he showed up.
And then he came out, and it's like everybody's surprised.
Yep.
Wouldn't have expected him to be there.
And he's breathtaking. He really is.
Well, and now with John Wick 3 and now this, and
yeah,
for those who watched it, then maybe You're Always My Maybe.
Yep.
Show him being in it. He's
yeah.
kind of a lot of spotlight is on him right now.
Well, I know one of my coworkers was talking about that Netflix one, I think it was, and or no, something about either way Keanu Reeves, and it was like, isn't that the guy, like with that Bill and Ted thing?
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah. And she goes, whatever happened to the other guy? Well, he's working on Bill and Ted 3 or 2 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, they're making another one? And it's like, yeah.
Because they want to.
Because they just want to. And at this point, Keanu Reeves is like, everybody's like, yeah, do whatever you want, Keanu. Yeah. It's totally cool. You want, yeah, sure, here's funding.
I'm seeing a lot more of his picture, the reason why he does the hover hand when he's taking a picture with women, and he's everywhere. Like,
oh yeah,
it's a respect thing.
Sure.
Out of Korea, I believe it is.
Oh, okay.
They never put their hands on women when they
do
that. They always hover hand.
Huh.
Because they're not touching them.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Cool. Keanu Reeves. Short little one, Double Fine Productions, bought by Xbox Studios. So this is part of that. Like, Xbox was buying up people left, right, and center last year.
Yeah.
So Psychonauts 2 is coming out for the Xbox. First. Because Xbox has been really good about all of their games kind of ending up a lot of different places.
Yeah.
Other than, of course, your Halos and your...
Well, but you speak of that, though, and I read something. It's a rumor. I can't remember where it was from. Somewhere on Reddit I found it.
Yeah.
Where there have been talks of the Master Chief Collection coming to Sony.
That'd be crazy.
And they've had talks of that before, but it's kind of never really gone anywhere. But with the cooperation, that maybe it's a chance again.
Yep.
The Master Chief stuff comes over to PlayStation.
Well, and then that sells. But then Microsoft makes money in Japan because they don't sell in Japan. Like, that's the big thing. Microsoft does not do well outside of the U.S. pretty much.
Well, they're talking that Microsoft has changed their view.
Yep.
On things. It's not about the system.
Yep.
It's about the service.
Yep.
In games. And they've come to realize that, and they don't care where their games are being played.
Yeah, as long as
people are playing their games.
Because you're getting paid for that.
That's where the money is.
Oh, for sure.
Games.
You make nothing off of hardware.
Yeah.
The point of getting your hardware into houses, like when it's a big deal when like Sony and Nintendo are selling 4 million, or 4 billion or whatever the bloody number is, like consoles, is because if that console's in a house, you're buying games for that console. So if they can make games for that console, they're bringing in money because of that.
Yeah.
Like, that's why you want systems in houses. It's not he owns an Xbox. Like, it's not like Microsoft gets $5 every time you turn your Xbox on. No. They make money every time you buy Halo, every time you buy Gears of War.
But if that's the cooperation,
yep,
then maybe that would be a hope for those Xbox people that complained. Spider-Man came out.
Yeah.
Bring that over, and you're going to have all those people.
You're so funny.
Wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking. Remote play. Xbox One is getting stream control or console streaming. So you'll be able to stream your games off of your Xbox One to anywhere. So they're trying to, again, battle Stadia, going like, hey, play on your TV, play on your this, play on your that, play on, like... You can turn any screen, essentially, into the game you're playing, like the
Yeah.
console you're playing off of.
Yeah.
So,
It really does sound like Xbox is trying to like stay a step ahead of them.
yep, which is good. And if anybody can do it, it's Microsoft. Like, if you want to battle
Well, yeah,
tech
both of them.
giants, that's the thing. If you want to battle tech giants, Google and Microsoft.
And I know I brought this up, I think it was last week, where that there was that console that failed. I can't remember what it was.
The Ouya?
Sure.
Yeah.
They tried to step into the gaming system and smothered.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they didn't have good games in the first place, but they were smothered by Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo. This is a
Oh, yeah, this is our game.
this is
Like,
this
when
is their
Microsoft-
market. Don't step on their
When
territory.
Microsoft busted it, everybody's like even like Nintendo and Sony are kind of like, all right, you're just the new Sega. This is fine. Like, we can deal with you.
Yeah.
And then they made a stance because, again, Halo and Gears of War, like that stuff started coming out. PlayStation was the JRPG hub of things.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, your Xbox became your grittier, that kind of thing, plus sports like racing.
Yep.
And Nintendo was Nintendo because, again,
Once again, they're the kid in the
Nintendo,
corner.
yeah, Mario and Zelda will sell consoles. They know it. They're good. Like, they're just like whatever. But all of a sudden, they're like, all right, Microsoft, you've earned your space. Congrats.
Yeah.
But everybody, like, the Ouya came out and it's like, you can play Angry Birds, and everybody else is like, you can do that on our console if you really want to. Yeah, but our console's only like $50 or $100 or whatever, and they're like, yeah, but it can only play Angry Birds. Like, we'll give you guys Angry Birds for free if you just don't buy an Ouya. Like, just
It seems like it's put up based off Microsoft stuff.
Yeah.
It's almost the same thing.
Mhm.
We'll release this stuff. An already established system.
Yep.
Or company, I guess, brings out stuff that's to a company that's not.
Yep.
Who are you going to trust more?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh no, and that's the piece. And again, Microsoft at least had that foundation of you've been buying your computers from us for how long? You've been playing your games on our system
Yeah.
for how long? Essentially, when they brought Xbox in, they're like, guys, this is just Windows 98 minus the start menu.
Yeah.
Like, we hid it. So it just plays games. If you try hard enough, you can probably get that stupid paperclip to appear. Like, and then they've just built off of that, and even now Windows 10 has taken a lot of pieces from the Xbox in terms of look and appeal and all of that jazz. And again, I have a Game Pass on my computer now. I press a button, and I'm playing Gears of War 4. Speaking of which, Gears of War 5 is coming out in September.
Just to come back, but I think
Oh, yep.
with the Double Fine
Yes.
purchase, I think they said that's now 15 studios.
Oh, yeah.
That Microsoft has.
Yeah, they went crazy.
My only concern is that because they keep talking about all these games, and I think it was part of Microsoft's thing was they revealed so many games.
Yeah. You're
stretching yourself out. You're trying to come up with so many different games when you're not focusing on certain things.
I think that they're buying the studios, though, with the intent of, like, hey, Double Fine, you're making Psychonauts? We really just want to own the IP to, like, Psychonauts. So it's not like they're funneling people here to there. It's not like they're pulling the EA thing that we've kind of heard about, where it's like, oh, you're working over here right now? No, we need you working on FIFA. Oh, you're working on... No, we need you working on FIFA. And it's like, this is more of a... You guys are Double Fine or whatever it is. Play whatever. Yeah, Double Fine. Like, you guys are Double Fine. You guys are going to stay Double Fine. You guys are this company. You're going to stay that company. Because these are all fairly small companies, too.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just that would be my concern with them buying all this stuff. Is because really, I mean, even look back to last year, Microsoft had a lot of games released, announced.
Yep.
Sony only had like 4.
Yep. Well, because you go tentpole, and that's the big piece now is your big games are your big games, and then there's the little ones that come out in between.
Yeah.
But the ones that are going to sell your console at E3 are going to be those big ones.
So
I don't
that would
know.
be my only concern.
Well, I guess we'll wait and see what happens.
Oh yeah.
Gears of War 5 coming out in September.
Yes.
Yep, September 10th.
They had a new trailer out. Apparently it was very music video-esque.
Yay.
I didn't watch it.
I can play Gears of War 4 with my Microsoft
Well, then
Game
you
Pass.
can find out about this character that they're talking about.
Excellent.
I have no idea who she is. I don't know if it really follows any of the original guys.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think after
people.
3 that cut, and then they, 4 was they started a new...
The war continues with a new batch of grunts.
Which is nice. I'm cool with that. Because again, that's where...
you don't make it about one character.
That's where Halo started getting to me, was okay, can someone other than Master Chief do anything?
He's the hero.
But then that's why I loved Reach and ODST so much, because all of a sudden there's actual characters involved. And I think that was the other piece. ODST and Reach had other people.
Yeah.
Who were also really good at things. It wasn't just people coming Master Chief, we need your help. Someone's going to explode.
Let him explode.
And he's defusing a bomb and in someone's chest, and then all of a sudden starts shooting off aliens. It's can no one else do any of this stuff? A new controller.
Yay!
Yay! It's got an internal battery. 40 hours of gameplay on a single charge. They learned from Nintendo. Go team. Sega's online RPG Phantasy Star Online 2 is coming to the West, and it will be on Xbox One and PC. So
I don't know much about the series.
it was kind of one of those original MMOs before MMOs were even this was on older consoles when you plugged into a phone line sort of thing.
Huh?
And again, MMO was stretching it back in the day of 8 people. It was massive, man.
Totally.
But that's what they've gone to now, is they're at that part. A new Tales game is coming out of Bandai Namco. It'll be on everything by the end of... It'll be on your toaster. Those Tales games come out for everything. And then the guy who makes Dark Souls and George R.R. Martin are coming out with a game.
Yeah. I don't know why he isn't focusing on his book.
Because it's done already.
He's just not releasing it? Don't say that, because that'd be pissing off so many people.
That was the rumor for the longest time, that he was done. He just wasn't giving HBO the satisfaction knowing how it ended.
Well, they knew how it was going to end.
I know. That's why people online, the conspiracy theories are all whacked out and crazy.
Well, I mean, he just released another book that's in the series that I bought, but I haven't started it yet, where he's how the Targaryens invaded.
Ooh, go in that direction.
Yes, and that's going to be a 2-part book.
Cool.
That he started, so he's writing other things apparently,
well,
which includes Elden Ring.
If you listen to some authors, it's just once you finish something, you just kind of keep going with another thing, sort of thing. Or if you're stuck on one thing, some people they have 12 projects on the go at one time. That's how Stephen King releases so many books a year, and how all of these people can just pump out books. Yeah. But yes, either way, Elden Ring.
I don't know if it's Dark Souls-esque. I'm a little concerned.
And George Martin, so we know he likes killing people.
Your heroes.
Just death after death after
Your main character is going to die a lot.
You have 99 main characters, and once you've wiped through them all, you've actually beaten the game, because that's the entire...
So we're going Watch Dogs here?
Yeah. Battletoads! We're getting a new Battletoads game, which is exciting for me because I loved that way back on the Super Nintendo. But again, this is one of those, we're bringing back a retro arcade game. We're making it look fancy and new, but it's still going to play like Battletoads.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, guys. They're also bringing back Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Everybody asked for it, apparently.
Well, this is one of those things where they actually had a really good flight simulator.
To the point
where people were practicing crashing into things, so they dropped it because...
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys knew. I can't remember what year that was anymore.
2001?
I was in junior high.
Yeah.
Or I guess we were in junior high.
Yeah. Grade 9?
8 or 9? Something like that.
Yeah.
Eons ago.
Yeah, it seems like eons ago. But yeah, my flight simulators, it's finally safe to Bring Microsoft Flight Simulator back.
You're not. If you go into a major city, you're gonna get shot down.
Yeah, see, they're not shooting people. You're flight simulatoring.
No.
Oh, in the game,
you go to a major city, you're gonna get shot down.
Please reroute. Please reroute. All of a sudden, the plane just takes over. Reroutes you. We got some more information, I guess, a little bit on Dragon Ball Z's RPG game that was coming out. It's now just called Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Yeah.
So you follow Goku through his story as an adult. Yay!
It feels like it's like every other Dragon Ball game.
It is every other Dragon Ball game. First, you're gonna fight the Saiyans. Then you're gonna go to...
No, it's not where you start.
What? He fights Nappa and...
It's not who fights first.
Who does he fight first?
His brother, Raditz.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, he fights the Saiyans on...
Raditz.
I know, but he fights the Saiyans on Earth.
I think Raditz was doing his own thing.
I get that. He was like the prelim to then all of a sudden Nappa and Vegeta showing up.
Because then Goku went to the undead area, learned a little bit there, then came back on his many journeys.
I know, back and forth, and then...
and then it was
then we go... Yes, and then we go fight Frieza. And then we come back and fight Cell. Yeah, after the Frieza saga, Cell.
It was Cell.
Yeah, Frieza's... Yeah, and then Boo. Then maybe they'll throw in, like, Cooler or any of those guys. Like, I don't know if we're going...
and then, technically, if you want to follow Super...
Right.
After Boo is the big tournament.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, and I don't know if we're going into Super on this. I don't know what's happening. But either way, we're getting a weird RPG that we didn't really get to see a lot of, other than it looks like every other Dragon Ball game, which is kind of lackluster after Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yeah.
Which at least gave us... It went back to the Budokai, like, fighting games, but it gave us that visual of, like, I'm in the show.
Where the blasts go off in the background.
Yeah. This one looks like the most generic Dragon Ball game ever. And I'm very disappointed, because I was really hoping for, like, an RPG.
Well, they can't really stop enticing her to play.
But she's like, this is my job.
Well, and it's not like... Dragon Ball Z is... everything. You can't go back to Dragon Ball because that was kind of
Sure.
You can't go to GT because that was even
that doesn't count.
Does it not?
No, it's not canon.
Okay.
They dropped it from canon.
So, I don't know. Come up with an original story.
Yeah. I know, because
where Vegeta goes off and does his own thing for a while.
I'll follow Vegeta. I would much rather follow Vegeta.
Where he grows as a character.
He's grown.
More so.
Super's helped him grow.
It did. He has a family now, and
he's still such a horrible guy. But yeah, kind of a lackluster Dragon Ball game coming out, in my opinion. The Outer Worlds releasing October 25th, a new game from Obsidian Entertainment.
Yes.
I saw a couple trailers for that one. It's like, okay. Ninja Theory coming out with a new game. These guys, of course, making all sorts of stuff, but Hellblade being one of them. It's a first-person action combat multiplayer game, because we need more of them.
Bleeding Edge?
Bleeding Edge.
Bleeding Edge.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
I think we're going to get a lot of other games now.
Yeah. Yay. Minecraft Dungeons, a dungeon crawler type game from...
Oh, boy.
With the look and feel of Minecraft, but the mechanics of, like, Diablo.
Oh, boy. Not going to get me into that series.
Minecraft was fun before they added all of the other stuff. When you were just building things and making things blow up.
Yeah.
That's what I like Minecraft.
I never got into it.
And that's understandable, because, like, alpha and all that stuff on the computer and yada, yada, yada. But I remember, like, we finally figured out how to start a server, and it wasn't intensive to start a server.
Yeah.
Like, you could run it off your computer.
Yeah.
Do that, and it was Graham and I playing, and someone else. Like, there was 3 or 4 of us playing. And that was essentially it, is we were building stupid junk, because we were just in creative mode doing our thing, and, yeah. Hey, dogs, go that way. Thank you. But Microsoft Dungeons is coming out for all sorts of stuff, including the Nintendo Switch. Like, it's going to be on everything, because Minecraft is on everything. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. We saw some...
People saw in the EA Play
Yeah, I have that open too, so we'll see that again. But Jedi Fallen Order, we saw some gameplay. It was a game. Parkour. It still looks a little stiff. I'm hoping we get like I don't know. It felt kind of Prince of Persia. But they have, you know how like.
Which one? Because there was that.
We'll go with the like Prince of Persia reboot game.
Where you cut the light and.
But like where you like it was all cell shaded, that one.
Yeah.
It looked and felt kind of like not the cell shaded piece of it, but like wall running and then running to the next wall and running to the next wall. But where Prince of Persia made it feel really fluid and like loose.
Yeah.
Like you're like, yeah, I can run on walls. Gravity is.
He is a Jedi. He can't. He's not.
Well, no, but it's like gravity is my bitch, and you felt like it, right?
Yeah.
This game, it's like basic wall run animation, like and you're like he's just stiff, and I'm not sure if that's supposed to be the character or what, but in Assassin's Creed, in Prince of Persia, it just felt so smooth.
Yeah.
This one doesn't, and it should because he's using the Force. Like there should be, or you can see a little like, you know, him hanging on with something or doing a little.
Yeah.
That's all. Otherwise, it looks like a spectacularly cool game because a linear Star Wars game where I'm just lightsabering stuff.
Single player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm down for that part. People are complaining because they're like, it looks too linear. And I'm like, okay, you guys either have to get it through your heads that games are going to be super open world or very linear.
Yeah, there's no happy medium anymore.
And you have to be happy with, like, a linear game is cool. You get to tell a story.
Yeah.
So as long as it's good and the combat is good and they put you in situations that are fun and interesting, we're cool. So my only problem was some of the animations still looked a little stiff, and I know the game's not out for, like, we've still got time, so.
November 15th.
Yeah. They've still got time to play with a lot of that kind of stuff, so. Yeah. Blair Witch game is coming August 30th.
Once again.
Do you remember when that movie came out?
No.
But, like, I remember people, like...
I've never seen it.
I saw it. I remember people, it's so scary. People were throwing up inside theaters. And then I finally saw the movie, and this was years later, because we were really young when that movie came out.
Was it?
Yeah. Or young enough. But either way, I saw the movie.
Okay, you're the person that wasn't allowed to watch Simpsons.
I know. But again, like,
I watched Scream 2 at like...
Oh, I watched a lot of things I shouldn't have watched at a younger age. I don't know why I don't know why The Simpsons was off limits. I was watching Lethal Weapon, like
because it was on AMC or TBS.
TBS Superstation. No, my mom took me to the fourth one when it was in theaters. Yeah, but we watched that one, and again, I think she had become so acclimatized to me just watching them on TV. She's like, "Oh, are you seeing the other Lethal Weapon movies?" And then we went to see it in theaters where they don't bleep out any of the things, and she's like, I forgot all of this stuff's actually in these movies. And I'm like, this is the best movie ever. Because by then I had already seen, like, Dogma and Boondock Saints. And, you know.
You can get away with the Boondock Saints.
So good. Cat. Either way, the Blair Witch came out, and it was having people puke in movie theaters and all this jazz. And then I watched it, and I'm like, well, no wonder they were puking, because it was that first found footage film where people are doing this through the woods. And you're like...
Or motion sickness.
Yeah, motion sickness. But that's the thing is, like, people are doing this in the thing, and you're watching it on a gigantic screen. Of course, you're going to be like, I'm not feeling very good.
It's like Ross in his first-person shooters.
Yeah. But I don't understand the appeal of Blair Witch. I never have. Where did Timmy go? Timmy?
Well,
Timmy?
Get back into it.
Timmy had the map.
Now there's a game.
Now we're lost in the woods. You guys were lost with the map. What difference does it make? Why are you all not following the sun? Why did you not, like...
Because it's at night.
No, they were stuck in the woods for, like, days. Like, they're morons. Large morons. Either way. Oh, there's a Blair Witch game coming out. I hope you all enjoy. Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. 4K graphics, all that jazz. Yay!
Yeah, well, it was part of their past thing.
And Forza Horizon 4 is getting a Lego Speed Champions expansion, so you can drive Lego cars in a Forza game.
Oh, boy.
It's actually pretty cool.
Is it going to be square?
Like the...
Blocks, wheels?
Well, no, because, like, Lego actually builds... They have models of a lot of fancy sports cars. They're just doing that in the game. So, you know, like those curved blocks sort of things. Those what will make up the body, essentially. And the underparts, will be just giant square blocks. More games, lots and lots of games.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
How does it...
Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. So we're getting all 9 movies slammed into one Lego game.
Dying Light 2.
Dying Light 2. State of Decay 2.
And there was someone I follow on Twitter, a PlayStation trophy guy, that he was watching a lot of this, and his comment was, there is a lot of games that Microsoft has that are coming out for Sony.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these dates are 2020.
Yeah.
So he's like, for Sony to not be here, not a big deal.
No, it made a lot of sense, because that's the piece is tentpole games, your Halos, your Gears of War. That's what you should be showing off at E3. The rest of this is like that sizzle reel of like, look at all the other stuff we have coming out.
It's not really accurate to what they're doing.
Right. So it's one of those pieces. And again, the Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Game Pass and Xbox Game Pass coming to PC. There you go. So again, just a whole lot of stuff happening in that realm.
I think that's it.
That was it for Xbox.
Yeah.
All right.
Next one.
Square?
Sure.
All right.
Well, EA was technically before.
Was EA before? Oh, yeah, EA was kind of before everybody, wasn't they? Do I have EA? Square? Ubisoft? Bethesda? I don't have EA. Because theirs was an EA Play.
Yeah, that's fine.
Square?
Sure.
Square.
Yeah.
Here we go. Crystal Dynamics Avengers game gets announced May 15th, 2020. People are pissed off at the look of some of the characters already.
Which ones?
Captain America, mostly.
Why?
Because he's in the riot gear instead of... So that's... And again, Crystal Dynamics is like, we're not going to change it.
So what if he's in the riot gear?
Yeah, no, I don't care. Like, he looked a little off to me. All of them looked a little off to me. The art style they're using is a little funky.
Yeah. Well, we're not...
Gameplay-wise, we saw some of it after their show, so it does seem to be a Destiny 2 Anthem-style something.
I wonder if it's more of a hyped-up Ultimate Alliance.
I think it's an Ultimate Alliance.
Four-player co-op, is it not?
Yeah.
So, to me, that's Ultimate Alliance.
Except this one is more of the, you only get to pick between, like, Iron Man, Hulk, Black Widow. Like, your team's much smaller because then they can focus on, like, everybody can do their own thing sort of jazz. So, sort of Ultimate Alliance, but more of an action game than... Ultimate Alliance, I guess, is more of an arcade kind of shtick. This one's going for more of the action Tomb Raider-y type S game, which is what Crystal Dynamics does. So, and every character plays different and has their own little things that they're doing. There's one shot of Tony Stark in space in like the white costume and all of that jazz. So, and things will happen.
I think they said there was something about in-game purchases.
Nothing, I believe.
No, there was.
I'm trying to think. No.
There was. They were still doing that.
4-player co-op. Every new character and map added to the game will be free. No random loot boxes or pay-to-win scenarios.
I thought I read somewhere that there were still going to be.
There might be DLC when it comes to characters, or not characters, but like stuff. But they want to make sure that as you're playing, the characters and maps they're adding you can play in. So maybe there'll be cosmetic costumes that you can buy. So again, don't like Cap in his riot gear. Switch it up to something else.
Well, and then they spoiled that in the trailer. Maybe Cap's dead.
Oh yeah, it's got the nice statue and all of that jazz, and yeah.
It seemed very Civil War-ish.
Sort of.
Where the big thing happened, and all of a sudden, now people don't like superheroes.
It was very much a like superheroes are on the outs, and it's like, oh, okay.
I got a very Civil War vibe from that.
Yeah, superheroes are on the outs. So we'll see as we get more information on that one. I'm not 100% sold on this one yet because I just don't know what the gameplay is completely like.
You have till next year to decide.
I do, which is good. Like, and parts of it are great. There's a part where, like, Hulk jumps across a thing, lifts up a tank, drops the guy out of it, and then just kind of, like, boop, with his foot. Like, it's a gentle kick for the Hulk, but the guy goes flying. And it's like, okay, that was good. Like, there's pieces of it that I'm like, okay, cool. And then there's other parts where I'm like, I just don't know what happens. Like, if you and I play this game together, what does it look like?
Chaos.
Well, yeah. if this group's playing a game. We saw more from Final Fantasy VII Remake.
The very much anticipated
Yes.
Final Fantasy Remake.
So they've gone with the action game, so you're still in a battle hitting the buttons to get Cloud to like swing his sword, or to get Barret to shoot his gun, or to have Tifa go all like, martial arts on them.
Yeah.
But then there's still the ATB thing that's growing up, like your meter. Once the meter hits, you can actually go into tactical mode, like an old Final Fantasy game, and that's how the old Final Fantasy games worked. Is your meter went up, everything paused. And you could, like, okay, this guy's going to use a potion, wait for the next meter to go up. Okay, this person's going to do this person's going to do that. This one just kind of gives you something to do while you're waiting for your meter to go up.
Yeah.
So you can still do damage, but now you're waiting for that meter to go up. Dog. So there you go.
Well, I don't know if this is in that. I don't think it is, but they also announced Final Fantasy VIII Remake.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hey. That one was a surprise because they didn't see that one.
No one saw this. I wanted this one because I know some people don't like this game. I adore Final Fantasy VIII. Because the magic system that everybody hates is the thing that I'm like, this is great. So you suck magic out of people, and then can attach that magic onto your stats. So now it's a balancing act of like, okay, I need to use, Fira to like blast this guy with a fireball, but if I do that, my attack stat goes down because Fira's attached to my attack.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to use a bunch, I have to then go collect more. Which people were like, why do I have to just keep collecting magic? It's such a grind. And I'm like, you're playing a Final Fantasy game.
It is a grind.
It's the grind. Like, you're already there.
Yeah.
It's too late for you.
Yeah.
So we're getting... the models are all getting redone because the original models were flat but looked 3D.
Yeah.
They're now actually getting 3D rendered models because the old models look like junk if we put them onto a 4K television. It was essentially the shtick.
Everything looks like...
Right. So the 4K remaster is making sure things look pretty but still looks retro.
Yeah.
Like, they could put full-on 3D models in this game and be like, yep, they're brand spanking new and they look great. But then they'd have to redo everything.
Yeah.
And they're like, we still want this to be like Final Fantasy VIII. We just want to make sure that when you put it on a 4K screen, you're not like, what am I looking at? You know what you're looking at on an HD television now. PS4, Switch, Xbox One, PC. This year.
Everything.
This year, everything.
Did they say 7 was coming out this year too?
No, you could try it out.
It's episodic.
Yeah, it's still episodic apparently. So we'll see with that one. But yeah, Final Fantasy VIII coming out, and it has all the same stuff that the remasters for 7 and like 9 did, where you can hit the buttons and get like full health. Romancing Saga 3 finally leaving Japan.
For those who like the
old RPGs from the Nintendo and Super Nintendo era. Saga Scarlet Grace leaving Japan. So essentially, Square Enix was taking all their Japanese RPGs and sucking them west finally. Finally.
Tony might know more about those because he's into those.
Yeah, I don't know those
games.
Particular ones. A new shooter.
Yes.
Yay.
Outriders.
From the makers of Gears of War Judgment. Excellent. Oniaki.
Another
Tokyo RPG Factory, makers of I Am Setsuna and Lost Sphere. These ones were games, I believe, that were both available on the Switch, so they are new games that look like Super Nintendo RPGs. I Am Setsuna was pretty good. I've played that one. So if these guys are making more of those, then I'm down.
War of the Visions.
Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. Yay. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles is a game that was on the GameCube. You needed a Game Boy with the connector thingy to play with multiple people.
Yeah.
You don't need that no more.
I would hope not.
That would make it a little hard. Last Remnant was a game, I believe, that was on the GameCube.
It's on the Switch now?
It is, yes. This is the remaster that was on the PlayStation... released on the PlayStation 4. It's now coming out on the Switch. So it started as a Nintendo game, and now moved over to something that had more horsepower, now back to Nintendo. So, again, just Square Enix going, hey, we can release it, let's release it, make some money. Circuit Superstars, automobile racing game. Yay. Kingdom Hearts 3 is getting DLC called RE Mind, so Remind, or Regard the Mind. I'm sure Tony will be happy.
Has he beaten that yet?
Yeah, I think he's beaten 3.
I would hope so. That's it for Square Enix.
That's part of the Nintendo one. I'm going, there was one other thing from Square Enix. It's on the Nintendo one. Yeah. We're okay. Okay, Square's done. Microsoft is done.
Ubi.
Ubi.
I know we're going a bit out of order because I
Whatever.
think Bethesda was after
They were.
Microsoft.
Watchdog Legions.
Holy.
Control everybody.
You can get everyone.
And the cool part is they showed off, like, when they say everyone, they took over, like, an old lady.
Well, she was already part of the group, but
that's what I mean. Like, they had her moving around, and, like, when she jumps over something, it's not a full-on, like, it's more of a, like, huh! Oh, you guys. But, like, it wasn't, like, a full-on, Assassin's Creed, hop!
Yeah.
It was legitimately like, okay, I'm over the ledge, and then I'll hit you with my cane. And I'm like...
She's doing what she can.
Digging it. Loving it.
She broke into a police station?
Something like that, yeah. No one suspects the old lady.
Nope. But it shows you can be everyone, essentially. Yes. You can hire everyone. When they did the gameplay talk, when they were with that first guy, it was, she can beat up people.
Yeah.
Let's save her for later.
Right.
We will come, but you save that name. We gotta go after someone that can hack things.
Yeah. Yeah, the Watch Dogs series has gone very funny, because when it first got announced, it looked amazing, because you could hack everything, and you could do all of these things, and then the game came out, and you could do, like, 3/4 of those things, sort of thing. And it's like, okay, that happens. It was still a cool game. Like, I enjoyed the first Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs 2 apparently stepped it up and actually did a really good job. I haven't played it yet.
I'm working on...
I know, I got...
I talk about that later.
Yeah. So either way, Watch Dogs 2 is apparently really good. So I'm glad that this series hung on past that first one. Like, I'm glad they gave it that second go.
And really is taking a different approach.
Yep. Which is good, because you got to keep games fresh.
Really, how do you go from here?
No.
I mean, obviously, we determine that after, but...
Yeah. An adventure game called Gods and Monsters.
Yes.
A storybook adventure about forgotten heroes in a quest to save the Greek gods. Like a cartoony God of War. Except the opposite. You're stopping Kratos.
Yes, in a cartoony fashion.
Slapstick cartoon anvils falling on top of Kratos. That one I didn't see a whole lot on. No. They're doing their own subscription service called Uplay Plus. $15 a month gets you access to the library of over 100 Ubisoft games and all of their DLC.
Like Watch Dogs series.
Yes.
Assassin's Creeds. All of them.
Now the cool part is, and this is here, is it will be available on Google Stadia.
See, but aren't you doing a subscription to get Stadia?
No.
I thought you were.
No, you could.
So on top of that,
you could get a subscription to Stadia to play like Destiny 2.
To get a subscription to Ubisoft.
Or you can just or you can buy the games, because that's the other part of Google Stadia, is you can just buy the games. You can probably sign into Google Stadia and be like, cool, I want to, use my Ubisoft pass. And again, if that's what happens, it's like, well, that's not too bad. But again, $15 a month to me starts getting up there unless I can play Watch Dogs Legion. And it says it will include early access and new releases like Watch Dog Legions. So if I can play Watch Dog for $15 a month, like the new one, maybe. But $15 a month to me seems steepish for just Ubisoft games.
Which is, you look at, I know 100 games sounds like a lot.
Yes, but remember, there's a lot of shovelware in there. There's a lot of old games in there.
I keep going to Assassin's Creed.
Sure, like you're gonna stuff how many Assassin's Creed games into?
All of them.
Yes. Well, there's half of those games.
Oh, I'm trying to think of all Ubisoft games.
The Rabbids games.
The Rabbids and Mario. Are you gonna be able to put Mario in?
No.
Rabbids?
No. That is a Nintendo only game, yo.
Sure?
Oh yeah.
Ubisoft though.
Yeah, nope. Otherwise it would be on the PC already through the Uplay store. Steep. I'm trying to think. There's other games that they have.
I know.
Either way, it's one of those services where it's like, okay, you gotta have. Again, I have to see the game lineup and all of that jazz, but in the long run, it's like, $15 a month seems really high to me, especially when Microsoft is cutting in at $6.
Yep.
Or 15, and that also gets me able to play online.
The Tom Clancy games.
Oh, the Tom Clancy games. A roller derby game. Called Roller Champions. That's kind of fun. Like, it's a different sports game that we don't normally think of. As long as that one doesn't come out at $80, that might be something I might look at as like a party game, something fun to play. Can you two be done? Grumps? Another Rainbow Six game.
Yeah.
Quarantine. It's a 3-player tactical player versus enemy co-op game.
Not 4.
Not 4. Which means this group does not play it. Just Dance!
Oh, we could.
We could. Most of the time there's only 3 of us on. But, Just Dance is still going. It's also still coming out for the Wii. Because it still sells so well for the Nintendo Wii that they are releasing it for the Wii.
So weird.
Like, to heck with the Wii U, the Wii. So, Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Stadia, and Wii.
Beyond Good and Evil.
Oh, yeah. I enjoyed that game.
Yeah. I'll chime in. I'm just looking at there. Or I'll chime in.
Yeah.
Care Bear's belly match.
You just like...
It looks like a puzzle, like one of those basic Candy Crush.
Oh.
But instead of the bears, it's their belly symbol.
I want a Care Bear count down the hell out of all the other Care Bears. I care more than you do! Ha!
Driver.
Oh, the Driver series was good.
Far Cry.
Oh, and the Far Cry series.
That's
That's what I mean. Like, I get there's a good amount of 100. Oh, the Division.
For Honor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Tom Clancy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's sorry. New mobile game called
Gravity
Tom
Falls
Clancy's Gravity Falls game. Tom Clancy Elite Squad. You will play a mobile game from Ubisoft. Division 2 gets free will be free to play, or was free to play, sorry. Or it's still free to play if you're watching live right now. Go, you can play the Division 2 for free.
Family packs.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey is getting a story creator and discovery tours mode. You can build your own quests. You make your own Assassin's Creed missions to keep the game fresh.
I'm good. I beat it.
Yeah, it's like, again, we talked about Origins the other day.
Just dance games.
Yeah, we talked about Origins the other day, and I'm getting fatigued going through like all of the side quests just to.
Well, create your.
Oh yeah, now there's created your owns. You two are so weird dogs. And then they're doing the tour mode thing again, like they did with Origin, where you can travel non-violently throughout all the places and get actual historical facts about the places you're going. Which is kind of cool. It's that piece of, they've gone so fantastical with pieces that now I know it's on the list.
Might and Magic?
Oh. Rainbow Six Siege next season starting. For Honor has a new limited event called Shadow of the Hitokiri. Adventure Time is crossing over with Brawlhalla, so on my Switch, every time I log in, Brawlhalla is that
weird fighting.
That's that weird free game that's almost like Smash mechanics,
Yeah.
but way worse.
Yeah.
Because it's a free game. Their trick is though is the characters they can keep getting, like Rayman's in the game, and now Finn and Jake are in the game from Adventure Time. Like they keep getting subtle nods to like other things going into the game. For free, it's great. Like if you are younger and don't have money to drop on Super Smash Bros. And you want a brawl game, sure.
Go for it.
Go for it. Characters are locked behind time-gated things, so your characters will change every week. So if you have a favorite character, you can buy them. Or you can wait for their week to pop up. But either way, Adventure Time has worked their way into...
Rayman is Ubisoft.
Yes.
You look at it.
And there is a new comedy coming out for Apple TV that Ubisoft is paying for. It's from the writers and some of the actors from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And it is called Mythic Quest, or Raven's Banquet, sorry. And it is about a video game company that runs the most popular MMO out there. And they're releasing their first expansion, and this is them doing that. So it looks funny.
I didn't watch the video,
the Always Sunny in Philadelphia guys can sometimes be pretty good about the comedy. And oh my god, Danny Pudi's in it from Community. So there's some good comedic talent. Now the only question is, does it all wrap up nicely together?
Yeah.
Because that was even when they were on. There was that like weird Batman knockoff show that was like Wayne Enterprises or whatever on NBC,
yeah.
And Danny Pudi was in that. Like all the people in that, I'm like, this is fairly solid casting. And then I watched the show and I'm like, this is a horribly written show. Like,
I think I watched 2 episodes.
Yeah, like that was my thing. I'm like, I'll give you a couple, and I'm like, nope. Like,
yeah, Bruce Wayne, Alan Tudyk, that's what it was.
That's what it was. Yeah, he was his cousin or something.
Yeah.
Dumb. But that's what I mean. Alan Tudyk, Danny Pudi, even the I can't remember if it was Vanessa Hudgens or like something like that.
Yeah.
As the lead lady, and I'm like, I've seen her and stuff. She can be like, there's good actors. So, but if they're also writing it, it could actually be pretty funny. So, and that was Ubisoft.
Was it? No.
Yeah. He brought a dog on stage.
John. Why am I not picturing this person? Oh.
The Punisher, because he's
yes.
in.
He's Ghost Recon Breakout.
Yes.
Breakpoint. He's the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a dog on stage.
Yes. Woo. I don't know. It was funny. Like EA, I thought, or not EA, Square Enix, I thought their presentation was pretty good because we did finally see Final Fantasy VII, and I was surprised by how actually much I wanted to play it after that. Like they were like it's like they listened.
Yeah.
This is still Final Fantasy VII. We're just making it so that if you've already played it, there's something new for you to do. You know, Ubisoft, because they're relying so much on Tom Clancy franchise, like Rainbow Sixes and all of that.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, like that's cool. Legion looks great.
Yes.
But I didn't need a whole conference for that.
Game.
Yeah. Either way, Ubisoft.
Bethesda.
On to Bethesda. Whoop-a-doop. Again, a boatload of games kind of getting announced.
Well, that's what Bethesda is, though.
Yeah. Ghostwire Tokyo from the people of the evil, or makers of The Evil Within.
I didn't watch this trailer, but apparently it's a good trailer.
Action adventure game. I didn't watch the trailer either because Bethesda games.
They were weird last year. I
Yeah.
remember watching that conference last year, and that was really weird.
Yeah.
Like, they tried to do a rock concert in the middle of it.
Oh yeah.
And that wasn't. To Toggle Rage 2 was what it was.
Yeah. But that's good. Like Evil Within was a pretty good game, so this time not a survival horror, but an action adventure. Deathloop.
Did you watch that trailer?
Yes.
It's interesting.
Yes. Makers Dishonored, right?
Yeah.
Yes. The guys behind Dishonored are now making a mind mind-messing kind of game of time.
Well, you keep dying. What's that? It's like Groundhog Day.
Yeah, it's the Groundhog
You
Day
die.
effect in a game, which we've kind of seen with some of the roguelites and all of that jazz, but they're bringing it into a...
Where one character, if she continues to kill him, the loop keeps going. But if he kills her, the loop's done.
Yeah. Looper.
And you might be able to play both sides, I assume.
I'm under attack.
She wants her opinion.
I don't know.
She wants her opinion on this.
What do you think of Deathloop? Okay. Good stuff.
Yeah, it looked interesting.
It looks interesting. Like that one I think was probably the most interesting one out of this.
I don't know, Doom Eternal?
Doom Eternal, but I know what I'm getting out of Doom.
And that's coming up next year, I think? It doesn't say.
Doesn't say. Oh, November 22nd. This year. Yeah. Fallout 76 got NPCs. They finally added non-player characters to a Fallout game.
Weird.
Whoa. I wonder if that
Shouldn't they already have them in there?
Yeah, but they wanted... This is that hubris piece of we're making a Fallout game, so everybody's going to play it. That the world will just be filled with people. Well, when you make a junk game and no one plays it,
there's nobody there.
Your world is quite empty without fake people inside of it.
Fit a wasteland, though.
It would, but when you go into a town and there's no one there...
There should already be NPCs selling new stuff, though.
Nope.
No?
I think the whole game was supposed to essentially, like, they had the same kind of idea that the Matrix Online had 8 billion years ago, that it was going to be so popular, people were just going to pay to play it online just to go to dance clubs. So that was the same thing here, was people are going to just... So many people are going to play this game, they're going to set up their own shops, they're going to do their own thing, they're going to do their own, like, all their own pieces, where it's just like, nope.
Okay. I'm still not... Like,
I'm still not intrigued by
this is not even...
No.
I need a new Fallout game now.
Well, exactly. You can try Fallout still right now for free!
Well, I could for 2 days. I probably won't get far into it, but...
We're also getting it's getting a battle royale mode.
Of course it is. Actually, to be honest, this is the first battle royale news in a while.
Mm-hmm.
There hasn't been a whole bunch anymore.
No, everybody's kind of dropped off.
Apex was kind of the last one.
Was it Apex or was it Battlefield 5? Because Battlefield 5 added the Firestorm. Well, those were close to...
Yeah, they were around the same time. But,
yeah. I
mean, sure.
Yeah.
Keep the Battle Royale theme alive, I guess.
Sure.
Because nothing's coming up Battle Royale. You can't really do much unless you go medieval Battle Royale.
Let's get on that.
That's what For Honor is.
I was gonna say, well, For Honor's not. It's like a one-on-one type thing.
Is it?
Yeah, it's very much meant to. You're facing a... But if anybody could do it, For Honor would be like...
But just a massive... You don't get no guns. It's total sword and crossbows. And...
Yeah. I'm digging it.
Wait, no. We kind of did that with the chicken game.
Sort of. That was more cartoony, though. For Honor would bring in, like...
Hardcore medieval.
Yeah. Well, blood and guts and thing. Yeah.
Do it.
Do it, Ubisoft. See? I would have been way more intrigued by your... For Honor gets a Battle Royale mode. It won't. Elder Scrolls Blades, the mobile game, is coming to the Switch.
Yay. When that came out last year from the mobile, I looked at that and I'm like, no.
Yeah, no.
And it's still even...
No, it's because it's the same game. Elder Scrolls Online is getting a new dungeon DLC adventure called Scale Breaker. All I remember from Elder Scrolls Online was I asked Graham ages ago because big Elder Scrolls dude.
I played it too for a bit.
And but Graham was just like, I'm like, Elder Scrolls, like, you were Skyrim day one with the big like collector's edition box.
Yeah.
Online must be like, glory for you. Because I remember when World of Warcraft came out, I was like, oh my god, I can finally like be in this world.
Yeah.
And doing all these things, not just like where they put me, but if I want to just go hang out in like this place, I can go.
Yeah.
And that was how he felt about online until he opened up online, and the first quest is like, you're the one and only hero. And he's like, there's 30 people around me, all doing the same quest.
Oh, I know. It felt, when I played it for that little while, it felt really weird because you're trying to sneak out of this place, and there are other people running
Sneaking
around
out.
me doing the exact same thing. And that game was not... It was older.
Yeah.
When I finally jumped into it. It's like, okay, this is not feeling super unique right now.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't know. When I play an Elder Scrolls game,
yeah,
it should be just me.
It feels that way,
and
right?
That's the same way with the Fallout. It should be just me.
Right.
Not... I mean, I'll admit, when 76 came out, I was intrigued.
Well, but you were more intrigued than we were, but at the same time, like, you were sitting there going, like, if the four of us can go and do something, that'll be cool.
My
and it's
concern was the nukes in that game.
And that ended up being a large problem.
But Bethesda, their open worlds are great.
Mm-hmm.
By myself.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try and make me play with friends, because there are times, and
you just want to do your own thing.
You do your own thing, and that's no offense to you guys.
No, I
I'm sure you guys
understand
get
completely.
the same thing, where you need to play your own game.
Yep.
And I don't need someone helping me.
No, and legitimately, that was the only part about 76 where I'm like, that'd be kind of cool if you did need help on something and I could pop in and help you out. Cool.
If I was trophy hunting and I needed your help to do something, then sure.
Like pull the Borderlands thing. Like, it's not a full on you need to be there. It's not a full. It's just
You
like,
can enter.
do you want to play?
You want.
Yeah, no, cool. Okay, it's cool.
Yeah.
You don't need to be here, but if you want to be and we're having one of those nights, cool.
Well, you guys got to get on that so we can.
I know.
We can get ready for 3.
They have assured us. Elder Scrolls Legends next expansion will be available June 27th. Yay.
Once again,
and then Bethesda is still hard at work on Elder Scrolls 6.
I feel this is still a couple years away.
Oh, me too. That one's a long one.
Which is understandable. They're not small games. Like I said, Bethesda knows how to build a world.
Yeah.
Sometimes a broken world, but it's still a big.
Well, there's always some broken pieces, but that's a Bethesda game.
No.
Well, that's why I'm sad online didn't take off, because putting all of those worlds in an actual context of, like, that was the piece with Skyrim, is like, oh, you know that this place is over there, but you can't get to it.
It's too tough. Too many things gonna kill you.
But like online, the piece of it being like, oh, we can open all of these regions slowly as expansions or as we're building them.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I thought online was cool, because it's like anybody from, like, who wanted to go back to Elder Scrolls 2, like, you could explore that world now, but through the engine of, Skyrim.
Yeah.
Which is a big advancement from where all of that started. Wolfenstein, Cyberpilot.
There's a few different.
VR game.
News.
VR game.
Yep.
Wolfenstein Youngbloods, co-op shooter.
That one I'm more intrigued about, I guess is the best word. Let's use intrigued for the rest of the thing.
And that's all you...
That's all you can be.
It's the worst part of E3 is you're like, the trailer looked intriguing, and unless you watched the mass amounts of hours of gameplay, and then, again, I have to be more than intrigued to sit there through your, live feed of all of these things going on.
This is pretty far into the Bethesda thing.
Well, Wolfenstein's got some cool stuff coming out. Commander Keen, which was a game way back in the early 90s, late 80s. They're getting a remake of Commander Keen. It's gonna free-to-play mobile game.
Billy.
Yeah. So, cool. Commander Keen was kind of neat way back in the day. It was a platformer with puzzle solving.
They're the great-grandchildren of...
I see that.
P.J. Blazkowicz.
That was the original, yeah. It's not a 2D side-scroller, sort of an item-based action puzzle game. Whoop, whoop! And then Rage 2.
still, that's out, but it's getting a new expansion.
Called Rise of the Ghosts.
I'm still... It's not on Days of Play right now, so I don't know.
Yeah. No. I liked the first Rage.
I have to get...
There's so many things. I know. So many.
I keep saying this.
I do too, and then Nintendo's like, this comes out today, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I guess I'm putting everything back burner.
I guess, yeah. Guess I'll put this on pause and this on pause, and then Microsoft's, hey, for $1 you can try all these games, and I'm like, okay.
You've been busy.
I don't have work to do. It's fine. Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, and then Bethesda is introducing new technology for game streaming. Not that they're starting their own service. This is for people who stream games. It'll essentially what it's doing is taking processor power out of their games. Mm-hmm. So they found a way to just make their games more efficient. So it uses less processing power, so that when you're streaming, you can stream at 1080p and not have to worry about your computer exploding.
Yeah. Good. Explosions are bad.
Explosions bad. So that's what they're working for. It's not a streaming games thing. It's a Twitch streaming games. So Bethesda, done. Nintendo, cool. Nintendo did their regular thing of just giving us a Nintendo Direct.
Pretty much.
So it dropped online. You could watch it live. Then they had the Treehouse after, where they actually showed off. Again, that's one of those ones where it's like, if I'm intrigued enough, I will watch, but then all of a sudden they open with whatever, and I'm like, oh, okay. Games from Nintendo. Breath of the Wild sequel is coming out.
That one was surprising.
Yep.
I mean, we probably knew it was coming. But
we knew another Zelda game was coming. The fact that they're making a sequel is intriguing.
I don't know, though, if this makes me want to buy Breath of the Wild just to play through it. I don't know.
Breath of the Wild was a good game. It was not a good Zelda game.
But people are excited about this, though.
Because people love Breath of the Wild.
You did not?
I had a lot of fun with it. It just didn't feel like Zelda.
Yeah.
So if this one, all of a sudden, I'm getting my dungeons feeling a bit more like dungeons and that kind of jazz, we'll see. I'm getting this game because the Breath of the Wild was good.
That's the thing, is it's been so long. Do I really want to dedicate the time to do that game?
Technically, you can beat Breath of the Wild in 15 minutes.
This is the completionist you're talking to?
I know. Ooh, you're going to have a bad time.
I'm not doing that.
Either way.
I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, I'm with you. I understand it.
I feel like I want to jump on top of this bandwagon.
Zelda!
But I don't know where to start. Because even there's because even you look on the online stuff.
Yep.
There's 1 and 2.
2 for the Nintendo.
Do I want to do this? Do I really want to do this?
The best game in the series from me is A Link to the Past. That's the Super Nintendo one.
But they all tie together, do they not?
Nope.
They're all
their own. That's the
except
cool.
for this one, apparently.
Except now this. So we've had sequels before, but they've been half sequels. So Majora's Mask was a sequel to Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
But if you've never played Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask starts off with there was a young hero who saved the day, and now he's taking a break, so it's just him and his horse.
Yeah.
That's all. That's it. There's no oh my god, this is the hero of time and da 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 da. It was there's this kid and he saved the day once, and now he's earned a rest, so him and his trusty horse are going off on their own little thing, and then shit hits the fan, and
of course, any game.
Like any game. So sequel, but not quite a sequel. Wasn't even based in the same world. He fell into a mystical, magical kind of place.
Multi-dimensional.
Yeah, then even you had A Link to the Past, which was on the Super Nintendo, and then Link's Awakening came out on the Game Boy. So same kind of feel to it and that kind of stuff. But again, Link's Awakening was Link was sent on a boat somewhere and crash lands on an island. So it's, again, completely a separate piece.
Yeah.
And it's not like it was after saving Hyrule, Link went on a boat. It's a Game Boy game, so it opened up with, like, Link on a boat.
That sounds familiar.
That's the one that's coming out that they're remastering.
It sounds familiar, though. I think
you may have played that one.
Barely.
And then they did make a Link to the Past sequel, which was on the 3DS.
Yeah.
So that was A Link Between Worlds. But again, it shares an overworld map. Nothing else. So A Link, like the Zelda games are pretty much just, in every generation is born a hero and a princess, and they're all connected through the Triforces of Link's is courage, Zelda's is wisdom, and the big bad is usually power, because they want the power.
Alright.
So that's it. This game, obviously, is going to continue off of the last one. But, yeah, you don't need to play through 1 to Link to the Past. Like, you don't need to play through all of them to get it. Yeah. If you play through all of them, there's the little subtle things where you're like, oh, okay, that's cute. And then with Skyward Sword, they tried to kind of start connecting pieces.
Yeah.
And then even in Wind Waker, they're like, when boys on our island turn 12, they get these green clothes, put them on. And you get the hat and the tunic, and it's like, it's tradition, because it's been like hundreds of years.
I don't know.
So either way, the music played backwards, so people have been reversing the music, which has led people to believe that the bad guy from, I believe it is Twilight Princess, is like gonna make an appearance in this game, based on the music.
So it's not Ganondorf?
No, not if you play the Breath of the Wild game. Usually the sequels don't, like, if there are the sequels, don't involve Ganondorf, because it's like you just spent an entire game getting to him and trying to kill him for him to just, like, be like, I'm back! Didn't quite work out. So we'll see what we get out of this game. Obviously, it's in development. That's all they've said. They're working on it.
Well, yeah.
So
they come out once a year usually with big games.
Yeah, we usually get a Mario or a Zelda or a Metroid. Yeah.
Or Animal Crossing. Or...
We kind of got spoiled the first year of the Switch because they really wanted to make sure it made it into homes.
Yeah.
And then we got the remasters of all the Wii U games. So it looked like Nintendo was pumping out all of these, like, original IPs when really I'm like, I have them all on my Wii U. We got some Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC news. So
yes.
Dragon Quest Hero, legitimately named The Hero, is a DLC fighter.
Yes.
Which is cool. Like, Dragon Quest is a big game, big franchise. It's all over the place. So for them to be in Smash Bros., neat.
Sure.
We're also getting, and this one was the big one, which is why Microsoft wanted everybody to watch Nintendo's presentation. Banjo and Kazooie are now a fighter in Smash Bros.
You mean not ukulele?
Not ukulele. So, well, because the team that actually made the original Banjo-Kazooie is now on ukulele, but yeah. It's cool that Banjo and Kazooie are in, because they were big on the N64.
Yeah.
They didn't make a bad game until Microsoft bought them, so I'm gonna just
go back to their roots.
Well, so the guy on his Twitter all of a sudden was like, "Oh yeah, like I know people want Banjo, like a new Banjo-Kazooie game," and everybody's like, "Yes," and he's like, "Well, that's just my little echo chamber." We're like, "No, like it's not just your echo chamber. We just want a good Banjo-Kazooie game," because his whole thing was it wouldn't sell. And I'm like, look at how many people pledged for ukulele, because again, we just wanted that kind of game again.
Yeah.
If you do it right, we're in.
The people are in.
Yeah, the last game you guys made, you had me building cars as Banjo and Kazooie. Like, huh?
Nope.
No. Animal Crossing New Horizons was announced for March 20th of 2020. I'm actually not, I'm not sad.
We were making comments.
Yeah. Again, if Nintendo delays a game, I'm cool, because...
So what do they have coming up this year, then?
Pokemon?
I guess, yeah.
That's all they need.
Yeah, that's all they need.
And that's the Zelda remake. So, we're good. We've got enough.
Like I said, they usually have their...
Oh, yeah, Pokemon's it
and this
year.
one has been rumored for...
Well, this one, because they announced it last E3.
Year,
they said Animal Crossing 2019, like, we're good, guys. And then I'm not sure what elements of this game they started working with, but obviously it was like, okay, people want this feature and these features and these features, so they kept kind of plopping into the game, and obviously it has now delayed it. If that means I get a better game, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm solid. That's good. Either way, there's crafting involved now, so like when you shake a tree, you're not just hoping that like money falls out. You're actually getting sticks and twigs and all of that jazz.
Yeah.
You're starting your adventure off in a tent and camping because you're going on like a vacation sort of jazz. From what we've seen, it looks like you can upgrade your abode and all of that jazz. You can put down path, which is nice. You're not just, because in the game now you're putting down pattern tiles that can easily by accident be picked up as you're going places. So it's nice that you're actually building this place. And then the other cool thing is you can put furniture and stuff outside, which you've never been able to do before.
Sounds intense.
It's not supposed to be intense, yo. Animal Crossing is that great game where it's just like...
It sounds super exciting.
Well, but that's the piece. It's a collectibles game. Like you're fishing and you're doing all of that jazz. Yeah. It's the weird aspect of all around it, but yes, yes. I understand where it's like, woo, that's a woo. It is that like...
It's a calming game.
It is. You sit down with a drink and just like, I'm gonna go fishing. And it's time...
Not go out in reality.
Not go in reality. I'm gonna go fishing in a game because I can't fish in real life. I also can't talk to a talking rhinoceros in real life, so...
Don't know until you try.
Go to the zoo. Excuse me. I wish to speak to that rhinoceros. I want to know if I can go over and play some games with him after. Remake of Link's Awakening, September 20th. They've added a custom dungeon mode, so there's pieces you pick up during the game, and you can actually like place them into this dungeon map. And once you've collected all the pieces, you then have to run through your dungeon that you've created. Other than that, we're getting pretty much the exact same game. It's just pretty and it's cute, and it comes with a little amiibo now that they've announced. Yeah. That looks like the little Link. This was also, I really enjoyed this Zelda game. It was a stellar game. There's only a couple Zelda games I'm not big into, but this is one of the ones I really did enjoy. It might help that this was also this is, I think, the second Zelda game I ever played.
That would do it.
Link to the Past was my first one.
I guess I just...
All the love. And then this one, if you're going to start anywhere with Zelda, this one's a good one.
I dabbled.
Yeah.
I remember playing, I think, the first or second one. I don't know. It was on the Nintendo.
Yep.
The first one... I didn't get very far, and then I'm done. Like, I don't...
Yeah, the first one is a game that was ahead of its time in a way because it just plopped you down, and it's like, go. And you're like, where? And they're like, yeah. Yeah. That was a limitation to the system, but also part of it where they're just like, if we just plop them down, they'll figure it out eventually, right? Like, we'll number the dungeons. So if they walk in and it's like 8, nope. Whoops. Whoopsies. So that's where Breath of the Wild is kind of nice. It is just that big explory piece of it all. Yeah. I just miss the Zelda lore and then the themed dungeons. Like, that's my big pieces. I've always loved the themed dungeons. Cadence of Hyrule, available now. Came out on the 13th. From the creator of Crypt of the Necrodancer comes Cadence of Hyrule.
And Legends of Zelda. It's a crossover. It
is a crossover. So the game starts with Cadence from Crypt of the Necrodancer, the blonde lady who jumps around to the beat of, her heart or whatever it happens to be that's playing. She ends up plummeting into this world, which is Hyrule. Yeah. And you go through the basic tutorial. And then you get to the end and a fairy's like, oh, well, these two little things look like portals to my friends. So you can either pick between Link or Zelda. And then you jump into the portal and you wake Link up and then the fairy's like, okay, I'll fill Link in. You go try finding your own way home. So Cadence from the Crypt of the Necrodancer takes off. Yeah. And now you're playing as Link. As you collect stuff, you keep some stuff, you lose some stuff if you die. All the combat is still based on beats. So you have to move to the beat. The bad guys move to the beat. Yeah. If If you miss beats, you lose your multipliers. The whole 9 yards. But the cool part about this is I don't know how it all started, like whether Nintendo had talked to the people that made Crypt of the Necrodancer, and they're like, would you like to do like something with Zelda? And they're like, oh, Zelda DLC for like Crypt of the Necrodancer would be crazy cool. They're like, no, like full game. And it's like, huh?
Uh-oh.
Well, because again, Nintendo's, it's like they find a really cool little indie company, and it's like, would you like our IP?
Yeah.
And it's like, yes? Of course I'll take Zelda. Are you insane?
Please do.
And I'm not sure if it's still on sale, but so Crypt of the Necrodancer is $5, I think, right now in the eShop. Super cheap, and Cadence of Hyrule came out on the 13th, so that dropped. Luigi's Mansion 3. Couch co-op. Totally cool. You can play as Guigi. So he has a goopy version of himself, like a Jello version of himself that comes out of his Poltergust S80 or something like that. Like they've renamed it. So you have to use that to solve puzzles. Like if there's spikes, he can like through the spikes.
Okay.
And then hit a switch. So as Luigi, if you're playing single player, you still use Guigi. He's like a tool.
Yeah.
Like he can make a rope, like you can pull on a rope or something like that. But if you want to, you can hand a controller off to someone else, and the two of you can run around as Luigi and Guigi.
I probably need to play the first two.
Probably not. They'll set this one up so you don't have to.
This is coming out this year?
This year, he's in a skyscraper. He's in a big, like, mansion-y type hotel skyscraper type thing.
Still.
Yeah.
Damon
Ex Machina.
Sure.
It is a demon/robot fighting game.
We'll find out.
No More Heroes 3 will
Next
arrive in
year.
2020.
Next year?
Yep.
Sounds like a lot for next year. I would expect almost some delays.
I'm expecting delays. Like I'll get Animal Crossing and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
We'll get news of Metroid Prime 4 next year.
Probably.
Beyond that, I'm not sure what else. But yeah, some of this stuff I feel like it's going to get delayed. The Pokemon Plus controller can be used with Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Yeah, sure.
We'll let you take your Pokemon out into the world. So you can't use it as a controller, but you can still plop your Pokemon into it and go for a whack.
Third party.
Okay. 1995's one of the greatest games for the Super Nintendo because I have played it with a really bad translation, but Senkin Densentu 3.
Sounds fine.
It is part of the Secret of Mana series. They've translated it, so Square's gone through and actually done a real translation of this game, and it is available with Secret of Mana and Final Fantasy Adventure all in one little package for I think it was $50. It's expensive for 2 Super Nintendo games and a Game Boy game.
Yes.
But if you're fans of this series, which I am, I got it.
Do it.
Yeah, because this is the official translation. This isn't one of those ones you found online and added to an emulator and been like, oh, why are these people swearing all the time? Trials of Mana is what the third one is called, and they're actually doing a 3D remaster of it, which will be out next year. So if you want to play the original with the other 2 games, you can buy it. If you want to wait and just play the third one with this remaster, go for it. But Square Enix with remasters...
Who knows?
Sometimes it's a 50-50 shot. So, I definitely got the original version.
That's early next year.
Early next year, it says. So. Dragon Quest 11 Definitive Edition. I believe it's Definitive Edition S. Coming out in September. Because, the Dragon Quest games, if you're into them, you're into them. I'm not sure.
Well, if you're putting them into the Smash Bros, it kind of makes sense to.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Too. This one was a surprise.
Witcher 3.
Witcher 3 coming out to the Switch.
I mean, they've done AAA games, though.
What? The Switch? Yeah. But The Witcher was kind of a...
Isn't Diablo on the Switch now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's there. Like, the precedence is there, but The Witcher's such a gorgeous game.
But they have said, though...
Oh, they've downgraded things.
It's now 50 FP if it's on...
Yeah, FP. Yeah.
And then still it's 70 if it's docked.
Yeah, it's... Yeah. And it's still, like, it won't look as good.
No.
So, and they've run the, like, they've put out, like, the side-by-side comparisons. Yeah. And it's like, well, it's not bad. And again, most people are looking at this going, I can play The Witcher 3 wherever I go? Like, fans of The Witcher are...
Well, it was like, I remember Graham with the Skyrim stuff.
Yeah. I can play Skyrim wherever I go. I will buy it for the 8th time.
I mean, the Skyrim was... And it's kind of along the same lines as Witcher 3, though. Both those games have been out for a while. If you haven't played them...
Yeah. If you haven't played them...
Are you really going to now?
Yes. And apparently, like, I've been watching the subreddit for this one. People are stupidly stoked. The Witcher is the weirdest franchise.
Well, I have it. I haven't played through it.
Yep. I've gotten, I think, halfway through The Witcher 3.
I got frustrated because I got stuck. But
I got halfway through The Witcher 3.
There was no place to repair my stuff, and I was badly damaged.
I remember.
I have to restart that game over
now. Resident Evil 5 and 6 are coming to Switch. No one cares because Resident Evil 5 and 6 are junk. 6 is especially junk. 5 was okay.
5 was based in Africa with Redfield.
Chris, yeah. Yeah.
And 6 was a combination of like 3 different stories.
Yeah, it was like all of them combined into one because they're like, we don't know what to do.
Pretty much. Well, we'll take our 2 biggest guys and bring them together.
Yeah.
Where Chris is
Leon and Chris were,
Well, they're rivals.
Yeah. Still trying to stop Wesker for some reason.
Well,
Wesker's
but
kid,
were they trying to stop Wesker's kid?
I don't remember anymore. I got part.
I don't know. I never played.
I played part of the intro to 6, and
I thought Wesker's kid was a good guy.
I don't remember. I think Wesker's still in it. I honestly.
Okay, well, because I remember I remember the video where Leon's trying to catch up to Ada again.
Yeah.
And Chris is trying to chase her, trying to kill her, and Leon's trying to stop Chris from doing that.
They'll all be friends by, like, the midpoint of that game. Don't you fret. But there's... I don't know. There's a new Contra game coming out.
Oh, boy.
Woo!
4-player multiplayer.
Yeah.
It's available today?
No, there is...
Contra Anniversary Collection.
The Contra Anniversary Collection is available right now. So essentially what Nintendo's big thing was this year was... We're releasing a remaster of a game, or we're coming out with a new version of a game. We're also today releasing the Anniversary Collection, so you can play all the old games first.
How they looked back then.
Yeah, and then move your way to the newer stuff. Panzer Dragon, the remake, is coming out. There's no original Panzer Dragon, so, sorry, guys. This is a rail shooter-esque type thing.
Okay.
Sorry, the Netflix Dark Crystal series is getting it. Tie-in Tactics RPG, which is coming to the Switch, but we still don't have a Netflix app on the Switch. But bam!
Not yet.
That's what I was expecting the next thing to be when they were, like, announcing stuff.
No.
Empire of Sin is a weird-looking mobster-type game. That's all I kind of gathered from it when I saw it on the trailer.
Okay.
Sizzle Reel, we are getting the Spyro trilogy.
But, well, you knew that was coming.
We knew that was coming. Ni no Kuni, which is a really good JRPG, is coming. We're not getting the remastered edition. We're just getting the original PlayStation 3 edition. Minecraft Dungeons, Sinking City, Alien Isolation,
Woo.
Which is apparently using the HD Rumble feature.
As they're coming closer to?
Some kind, I don't know how they're full on using it. But yeah, they've got plans for, like, a bunch of the little extra things that the Switch kind of has built in. They want to use it for Alien Isolation, and I'm
utilize it somehow, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm like, I enjoyed Alien Isolation for the 5 seconds I played it before I pooped myself, so that might be one of them.
Making me intrigued to play this game now.
And new Super Lucky's Tale. Oh, Alien Isolation is the Alien game that should have been made. Like, he stalks you and follows you, and you don't know he's coming until all of a sudden, like, rah, and you're like, ah, like, through the air vents follows you. Like, it's like being in an Alien movie, not Alien Colonial Marines or any of those games where you're shooting about. Alien, like, where we're scared of the alien. It's a horror game.
Not Alien 2?
No.
Where it was a big battle?
No. This is an actual...
Alien 3?
Which was sort of a battle and sort of...
No, that was supposed to be a scary
That was supposed to be scary.
I'm trying to remember it now. It was in the prison.
Yeah, they killed everybody off except Ridley, pretty much. And
no, she died.
I know. But they killed everybody off early and then just dropped her off on this planet and then...
Oh, yeah, well, the people from 2
Yeah.
died.
I know.
In transition from the next movie. I can't remember. The girl died because she got a facehugger on her face.
Yeah.
The colonel guy, or that army guy, died of his wounds.
Yep.
And then the robot kind of survived.
Sure. It was weird. It was a weird way to try and, like, reset that franchise. Either way, this is more like Alien 1. Like, you're going for that direction.
Oh, I wasn't done listing Alien movies.
I know you weren't. I have them all on my digital
Resurrection.
thing. Yeah, I know.
Again, that tried... It was a mix between 2 and 3. Because it was kind of a... No, it was an army base.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a mix of 2 and 3.
Yes, it was. Oh, and then Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo Olympics and Dead by Daylight.
Because that's coming up, the Olympics.
Yeah. And it's in Tokyo, which is the big thing. It's
Yeah.
in Japan.
That's what I figured
so
with the Tokyo Olympics part of that.
This one's huge, so I just laughed because I told my wife, I'm like, Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. And she's like, do you remember the last time we played that game? Because it was on the Wii, and to sprint...
Yeah.
Like, this is what you were doing. And she's like, do you remember that game? And I'm like, yeah. Yeah. And she's like, we almost died. Just from sprinting.
You guys are in better shape now.
Just from sprinting. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, there's, like, rock climbing and, like, football now and stuff. Like, soccer, football.
Yeah.
Like, there's
figured.
There's other things now other than just sprinting.
Ooh, is this my version of... Oh, what's that game now? The soccer game for Mario.
Oh, no. It'll be, like, this will be more traditional soccer.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. You're Strikers.
That's what I want, a Strikers game.
Yeah.
I want a Strikers game.
I would love a Strikers game. If they announced a Strikers game for the Switch, even a remaster of the, like, done.
I don't care.
No. That'd be
I
stellar.
bought Aces.
Yeah.
Because
I looked at Aces because it was on sale.
I mean, if you...
It's one of those ones that I ponder.
Give me a striker.
Yeah.
It's like the street games.
Yeah.
The NBA Street.
Well, because it was insane soccer.
NFL Street.
Yeah.
FIFA Street was there.
FIFA Street was yeah, there's like judo in this game. All sorts of stuff. So you can actually, like, you know, fight and do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Surfing. So it's not just running and doing hurdles and that jazz anymore. There's other stuff attached to it. So,
yeah. That's it.
That was it. Because Activision didn't show up. PlayStation
didn't show up.
and Sony didn't show up. And EA, like I said, they did a weird, like,
Play thing at the start.
Play thing right at the beginning.
Or the day before everything started.
But again, it was very manufactured in the way they.
That's where we got more of the Jedi.
Yes.
Game coming out.
Fallen, whatever. Yes.
Fallen Order.
Yeah. And then, what was it now? Oh, Mario Maker 2 originally did not have play with your friends online. They're putting it in before the game comes out. So they wanted to make sure we knew that one too. So Mario Maker 2 is getting online play with your friends. Before it was just going to be online play with a bunch of random people.
Yeah. You
can now join online with your friends. Yeah. And they're like, we heard you guys. It's in. We're good.
No, add it to the app.
No! Not the app. Which is funny because the EA Play one, like, they showed off 2 minutes of Anthem because they're like, oh, the Cataclysm thing is out.
What's that game again?
And then they're like, yeah, isn't that great? And then they ignored the chat for that entire 2 minutes. And then started talking about something else and then started paying attention again to obviously very select, like, questions because people are like, when are you going to fix these problems? They have released a thing that does say the next big update for Anthem is focused on fixing the issues that everybody's been clamoring about. So essentially, Cataclysm, my take on this is they released the game. They were obviously working on Cataclysm.
Yeah.
And then all of this stuff started happening, and they're like, okay, Team B, start working on the fix.
Yeah.
You guys finish Cataclysm because we're already like 75% of the way done. Finish off, and then go help them.
Yeah.
So our next big update for Anthem will be a fix And if they pull like a Destiny 1 kind of thing, because like that game had to go through some shifting and that kind of stuff.
Oh, really?
But not this badly. So we will see what happens.
And
that's it. That was E3. I got nothing else. Other than for the post-credit show, because I've been playing games like a madman.
Good, because at least someone is.
Either way, we'll see you on the post-credit show. While you're waiting for us to recombobulate and redistribute the gigabytes and things, you can check out barrelrollnews.com for all of our social media links. Join us on Discord and all of that jazz.
Yeah.
We'll see you in about 5 minutes, guys.
Bye.
Bye.